You never think it's gonna happen to you
until it happens to you.
Until it happens to you.
Yeah.
It's a long story, but basically, Stanley was
So-
in ROTC. Oh, okay.
So what happened was, after that situation, Sophia was pregnant. We were happy and giggly. So I think it was like on a Thursday. They were holding some ROTC event, right? So
In like May.
in like May. So
Towards the end of the school year.
it's about time for because we were planning to leave anyways, but it was about time for us to dip out.
Really make some like hardcore plans of this is when we're leaving, this is the date and stuff like that.
ROTC is holding an event, so I finally decided, hey, I don't go to much of these, and they're asking for people. Why don't I go?
And Stanley does not like going to places, okay?
Right.
Stanley's the type that goes there, gets the stuff done, and comes back home.
Yeah. So I went there, and it was probably like I went there, got there in like 2 minutes, stayed for like 15 minutes, and then I came back. So overall, everything probably took like 30 minutes if I was actually there. But in the meantime, something happened. Right?
This girl allegedly, and she was later proven to be lying, but says that Stanley and 3 other ROTC members harassed her sexually, like physically touching her, verbally sexually assaulting, not verbally like assaulting her in a sexual way, but there was no actual, like, there was no rape. Okay,
Yeah.
She wasn't implying that, but she was saying that they groped her. They were saying sexual stuff to her.
Yep.
And that's when it was supposed to have happened, right? Fast forward to June, that's when Stanley finds out that she made these allegations. So a whole month goes by and Stanley has no idea that his name is even being slandered.
I'm going to school all fine and dandy. I'm getting looks from like ROTC. So finally, I hit the point where I'm like, all right, y'all.
What's going on?
Y'all either gonna stop looking at me or square up, cause I don't like this, B. I found out that this female said that that situation happened, and me and the 3 boys are being investigated for the situation. I was like, oh, whatever, cool. Everything gonna be fine, cause once they prove it,
You know, the truth will come out.
The truth will come out,
That's
right?
what's supposed to happen,
that's
right?
what's supposed to come out. And like she said, that's what's supposed to happen. But what happened was she got caught up in another situation with another female, another person.
This is like way back a year before that.
Right.
That winter. And here we are the next summer.
Right? So she got caught up in something, and so it was 2 females, including her, and a dude.
She was the side piece and the girlfriend found out.
And
the girlfriend went buck wild.
During an ROTC event, so everything got thrown out of
But see, she didn't know she was the side piece. It was really the boyfriend's fault, okay? Right. So the girlfriend's attacking this poor... keep in mind, she was a freshman and the boyfriend was a senior, okay? So this already looks bad.
Right.
So the girlfriend went ham, went crazy, and the university asked Stanley, not the university, ROTC leadership asked Stanley if he can de-escalate the situation.
Yeah,
Talk to all parties involved, calm things down.
So I was able to talk with everybody involved in terms of ROTC, and I did all the paperwork and everything. So finally, it was part of talking to the school. I was able to de-escalate the situation because they were going to suspend her from school.
Yeah, they were going to suspend the freshman. Now, this is the girl who made all these accusations against Stanley because she was fraternizing with that senior.
Right.
Because fraternization isn't allowed in the ROTC program. That's why she got in trouble, not because the girlfriend came up and started stuff. Because
I was able to get her from actual suspended to because a suspension, it shows in your...
not an expulsion. She was
Expulsion.
going to get expelled from the school and not be able to... Well, it's going to be on her record.
Right. So an expulsion, what happens is, if anybody ever get expelled from school, when you go to another school, it shows on your record, and you have to literally jump through hoops to get get into that new school. So I was able to talk them down to get them a mandatory suspension, which is just like you get suspended from school, not on your record. You could go to another school, you just can't come back. So I was like, bet, that sounds a lot better. I pulled her aside, I was like, hey, I know you were supposed to get expelled. This is what I was able to do for you. Except getting expelled, you still gonna leave the school, except now you're gonna leave the school and you could go to another school very easily.
So Stanley was able to do this for this girl.
Speed forward,
Yeah.
a month later, that's when she said me and that boy that she got in issues with, and then somebody else.
So that's when she made the allegations, and then in June, Stanley finds out that he's being investigated, and Stanley is like, okay, cool, you know, the truth is gonna come out.
Right. Had no worries whatsoever.
But then we get informed that the two other parties, and I, you know, I'm gonna try to sound as non-biased as possible, but the two other white parties were dismissed of all charges while Stanley had been found guilty.
How?
And they had never even called him in to hear his side of the story.
So basically what happened was they called an interview and everybody was supposed to come in. I don't know if they called me and I was away military or something. Even if I missed it, before you set a charge, you should always make sure all three parties talk. I talked to the other dudes. The dudes went in, told their story. There was nothing to be told. And they both told the same thing. Stanley came, and then he left. Basically it.
Yeah, so...
But the female told a whole different story. Yeah, throwing me and the other two dudes under the bus.
So we're like outraged. You know, this is just like another tick on the board of, you know, the greatness that happens in the Midwest.
So now,
to us.
my name is being slandered all over the school about something I didn't do, especially in ROTC.
I mean, a rape charge is serious, not a rape charge, but a sexual assault charge is serious enough. But then when you add on the fact that it's a white girl against a black boy, then things just get so much more escalated.
Especially in the area we were at.
It was just, you know, and I knew, like, from the moment he even told me, I was like, who is this girl? Like, what's her name? I don't go to that school. Like, she's lucky I'm pregnant. Like, that's what I was thinking. You know, where she live, you know, what's up?
But the one thing, though, I had a lot of military support. When it happened, like, started, I went to my head of people and I told them, hey, this is what's happening. I have no idea what's going on. They're like, oh, okay. So they sent me all the way to Fort Leonard Wood to talk to all these people. So
which is like 3.5 hours away.
Right. So I went over there. It was like a day of just talking and everything.
Wait, oh. See, I keep thinking I hear Olivia.
You'll hear her. I'll hear her. But we did all this talking. So finally they decided, hey, we'll defend you in this situation because, you know, my past record in this situation, like my past record for something like this is very unlikely, is basically what they said, because I'm very big on consent and very big on no is no. And
I mean, and they already knew that he had a girlfriend of, you know, a very devoted girlfriend, a serious relationship. They knew that I was pregnant, and they were, you know, why would he do something to screw up his future?
Right.
You know, it was just another thing to show that he is not guilty whatsoever.
Right.
So a month passes from that, and now we're in July, and Stanley's able to make it so he has a hearing.
So I went to school thinking, hey, it's finally gonna be the time to talk. I'm gonna go in, have this conversation. So I went in, had the conversation, and found out that I was being charged of all. I was being found guilty of all charges, right? So now it's in my realm to prove myself innocent. So it just exploded.
Stanley got the military's backing and support.
So it exploded insanely amount. And female, I still got to be around this female because I was still doing ROTC. But now I'm in an ROTC program and everybody looking at me like I'm a rapist. And that shit, that demeans you to the lowest core of a person.
I mean, it's just...
But
you never think it's gonna happen
until it happens to you. So finally, I was able to
have a
hearing because I denied all charges because they tried to prove me guilty. I'm like, eh. So I denied all charges, and once that happened, they weren't willing to give me a hearing. Man, I called my lawyer from Leonard Wood. He came through. And dude came through in like 5 minutes, and that's 3 hours away. Because they weren't willing to, they were trying to make me sign the paper, and I was like, no.
Yeah, they were trying to like file it away. It's done, over with, you know. He's guilty. We're not even going to let him state his case, you know.
Like I said, in like 5 minutes, dude was already there. And we went in, and he called everybody back into the meeting. Lawyer sat down, the lawyer was like, lawyers saying lawyer code, and they were like, "Here you go." And he signed that paper. I signed the paper, and then I had a hearing for the next month. So finally, I went in to that hearing. Now I have my lawyer, who's beast boy, and I had another lawyer with me as well. So I had military support all the way around. So I had 2 military support, and they're like, "Don't worry. We could prove the case, whatever.
And I was really upset because I wasn't allowed to be there. I just wanted to mean mug the girl the whole time.
So basically what happened was is that only people allowed to be there was lawyers, and my lawyers, and then the female, and then the parties involved.
Yeah, and then like the university's
and
administration or whatever.
And police, and then one like real judge dude.
Yeah.
So it was like a closed case. It was like really court too.
Yeah.
It was like really court. It just wasn't public court.
So I'm at work and he's keeping me updated the whole time. You know, just texting me and let me know.
Boy. So finally, I'm sitting in that room and it's like rapist this, rapist that, assault this, assault that, and my lawyer just sitting there looking at me. We're looking at each other and I'm like, I didn't do this. He's like, don't worry, boy. And then finally, we get to speak. Lawyer looked me in the eye and says, it's about to go down.
And that it did.
And dude, I promise you, that lawyer spent an hour and a half cutting this girl up. And I mean, like, I've never seen somebody break down so fast. Because I don't think she realized the situation she was putting herself into. Because false accusation in the military is now turning to be a huge thing. Because a lot of people are doing false accusations in the military. And now that military is involved, and she's ROTC, and she got an ROTC contract, she's not considered part of the military. It's just civilian side. So now, lawyer, I mean, like, for an hour and a half.
She's grilling this girl.
Grilling.
To the point?
To the point where she finally admitted the truth. Well, she admitted the truth in like 10 minutes.
But he just wanted to make her realize, like...
Yeah, she admitted the truth in like 10 minutes because she caught herself. She tripped up. The lawyer caught her in a few lies and then write them down and then asked them the question again and then she changed it. And then finally... the lawyer was like, ooh, that's a big no-no.
Yeah,
and then finally, that lawyer backed down, and the other lawyer is not a nice lawyer at all. The first lawyer was like, so tell me your story type thing. The other lawyer was like, listen here, I'm buttoned up.
Like, he just wanted his name cleared. You know, he just wanted to have it official that he was not... guilty of any of the stuff that happened.
But the military was like,
no.
You good. Your name's cleared. Peace. You could leave now. But we're going for that ass. She got arrested by the school police and then taken to Fort Leonard Wood. And she went to Fort Leonard Wood to basically defend herself against the false accusation. She got to spend a couple months away.
So, the lesson of this story is, don't go making false accusations because the truth will come out.
Sooner or later.
And
see,
you'll get in trouble for it.
I'm just happy I had a lot of support in the back end. That situation kind of changed you as a person. I know it did. It changed me. Like, I can't really be around, like, I already didn't like people, but now I really, really don't like being around people.
Like, Stanley's an introvert. He is very comfortable just being in the house, being on the console, you know, just doing his own thing. He's, for those people who don't know him, they might, like, I don't even want to, like, bring Kanye West into this because he's got his own little problems going on right now. But, like, he's a Kanye to everyone who knows him. He's always mean-mugging people. Like, Stanley doesn't show that vulnerable side to him.
Because I don't like people at all for no reason. It protects me from bad situations. It protects my family from bad situations. And at the end of the day, everything's him.
So that was July 15th. He finally had his name cleared and the girl got, I feel like she got what she deserved. But Stanley even felt, this is how good of a person Stanley is. He kind of felt bad for her because she ended up having to go to jail. Because Stanley's a good person, because I really don't understand why, because she got hers.
But still, that still ruined that female's life, though.
She shouldn't have, I mean...
But technically, she tried to ruin my life. That's what everybody says. She tried to ruin your life and you care about her. I don't get it, though. It's just like...
You're so sweet. I mean, that's one of the reasons I'm with him. Duh.
Just,
So July 15th, he gets vindicated, and we pack up and move back to Maryland, because that was the final straw for us. We were done.
boy, was
We
I
said
finished.
no more. We said we either go into Maryland or to Florida, where I'm from or where he's from.
And then we decide Maryland.
So we ended up going back to Maryland because more than anything, Stanley wanted me to be happy during this pregnancy. And while I think I would have been happy either place, either Maryland or Florida, I just felt more comfortable in Maryland because I knew hospitals to go to. I know where I could find medical treatment. You know, I was with family. This is my first baby, an unplanned baby. And not that Stanley's family wouldn't have been any more supportive than my family has been, but it's just, we ended up coming here.
Yeah, and then I got here.
We got here August 1st. We drove. Okay, so I have a red Jeep Cherokee. That's my baby. She's candy apple red. Her name's Sheepy. And he has his car, and we drove, and I was about 5 to 6 months pregnant. No, I was 5 months pregnant. And we drove from Missouri to Maryland in one go. We stopped for maybe like 3 hours to sleep, and that was like a 15-hour drive.
Yep.
And it was rough because we had our dog and our cat. And anyway, we made it here. Made it here in August. My dad and Miss Charlene got married in September. And then Olivia.
Yeah.
She made her grand appearance. So yeah, that was a life-changing experience for the both of us.
But then I got here and I finally decided, hey, why don't I do something I always wanted to do? So I finally opened my business, SOSL LLC.
He's an entrepreneur.
Yeah, so
My little businessman.
so I'm making.
I mean, my big businessman. I mean, look at him.
So I'm making sales online and everything. So sooner or later, you guys might catch one of my products on Sophia's page. So look out for it.
Is this an endorsement?
Yeah.
Oh my God, no, you are not doing this.
Maybe next time then.
Yeah.
Peace.
So anyway, that's pretty much the end of our story. I mean, this is where we've come in about 5 years. Pretty interesting one, but I'm sure there's people who can relate to it. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on my next video. Don't forget to go and subscribe to my channel because, yeah, you should. And hit like and comment if you want. I'll talk to you guys.